Iraq was eye-opening. It was one of the most boring times of my life, as well as some of the most difficult times. Made good friends, and it's hot.
Coming back from Iraq was a difficult transition. The simple fact that I was no longer in a war zone, had to transition into normal life.
You want me to pray? All right. Dear Lord, thank you for this food and for time with family. Pray this all in your name, amen.
Dad,
Yeah, that's it.
no,
Yes, you can eat.
I'm going to put it right there.
Okay.
We'll get to the guys where to get fish and bread.
They got fish and bread?
Yeah.
Yeah?
PTSD is a very generic term, I think, that they use for anything they can't explain, kind of like colic is for babies. I would say I have temper issues. I don't deal with stupid things very well, but the temper is the main thing that I've struggled with before the military, but a lot more after. And it's affected my life, my wife, my kids, jobs, parents. It's really affected every aspect of my life until I finally got a grasp of it. And I think a lot of getting a grasp of that was starting to help other people and worship and in youth, and starting to be less self-centered and starting to think about others before myself, and ultimately led to coaching baseball with my oldest son, and that will probably continue. But just getting involved in the community and in the church and in different things like that really helps with things like PTSD, for a lack of a label, but really just taking myself out of center and putting others first, and ultimately God first, made all of the PTSD things really subside.
All right, here we go. We're going to do 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. All right, listen up. Listen. If you write with your right hand, you throw with your left hand.
What?
I write with Listen, hey, if I see a ball fly like it's on your strong hand, I don't know. Mark.
I'll write with my left and I can prove it. Mark. It's all your fault, Mark.
First team to 5 wins, go.
5 what?
there's something that, okay? Listen, here's the reason. I grew up with this concept. My dad had this concept, and it has followed me through life. Listen.
You make a mess, you clean it up.
I leave things better than I found them, and that has followed me through everything.
I decided to use my talents that I grew up doing, playing guitar, and started to lead worship at a younger age. So once I got out of the initial couple years of figuring myself out after war, I decided to join a worship team again, and ultimately led to leading worship on a regular basis, and also as a job at one point. And now I do it volunteer as well as a youth group, and I enjoy doing that to affect people's lives in a good way. And once the whole military process was over, I found my faith again, and with the talents that I have, it's pretty simple what I was supposed to be doing. So that's what I do now just on a volunteer basis.
I don't think you should really ask any questions about it. Just leave them alone. I mean, you wouldn't ask somebody about past jobs, which is a lot of what we feel we did was we just did our job. You know, I don't go around asking people what they did at three jobs ago. But there is a curiosity, and we understand that. I think answering questions like, man, was it hot over there? Yeah, it was hot. You know, that's an easy question. Getting into things about war, those are things you need to let them bring up on their own. Some guys are more willing to talk about it than others. It just depends on your state of mind. There's a lot of things I can talk about, and there's a lot of things I really don't want to talk about. Doesn't mean it has anything to do with the terrible parts of war. It's just things that you don't want to talk about. So I think a lot of it just comes to letting that person bring the things up instead of you pushing them to, because you don't know what the effects of them talking about that topic may be later that day or week.